Oh, hello, this is the quick guide to the Glassway Grandmaster Nightfall. This Grandmaster Nightfall has anti-barrier and overload champions. It also has all types of shields. The solar shields are just a couple of shanks, arc shields are in the boss room. And I can't remember the void shields, I'll be honest. But it is void burn on the strike, so you do more void damage and take a lot of void damage. Actually, it was void shielded servitors, if I remember correctly, early on. Although most of them are anti-barriers as well. But in the boss room itself, it's only arc shields from the harpies. For our loadouts, I'm running an Invis Hunter with my permit Invis build with Graviton Forfeit. I've got anti-barrier on my Wishender, blinding grenades on Truth Teller, which I'll explain why later, and a rocket launcher, a void one for damage. We have Remedy, who's bringing Aeons to give us a lot of heavy ammo by finishing champions. Bubble Titan has also got blinding grenades, an overload bow, and the Gallahorn. Limonada is bringing the Stasis Warlock to freeze lots of enemies. Stasis is really good in the boss room for all the ads that are pushing you. Stasis is great. Anti-barrier Scout, Divinity for the overloads, and also a Void Rocket. For this Grandmaster Nightfall, I like to run a Divinity just for all the overload champions. You could use just a normal overload bow, but Divinity not only stuns them very quickly, also obviously applies the debuff, so you can melt them very quickly with your rockets. Makes it a lot less of a threat, especially in the boss room when you have a lot of overloads pushing you at once with a bunch of other enemies. Having a weapon like Divinity being able to help you deal with them quickly is great. Now the reason blinding grenade launchers are so good is in the boss room, the Wyverns are extremely dangerous, but if you blind them with blinding grenades, they actually stop attacking you. So blinding grenade launchers are very, very useful just to deal with the Wyverns themselves. Obviously other enemies as well get affected by blinding, so it's not just them, but for them specifically is why I love running blinding grenades on this Grandmaster Nightfall. We're going to stay up the top here, so we don't spawn too many enemies. You just get the overload champ and a few enemies first if you stay up here. And then when we jump down is when the anti-barrier and some more dregs spawn. But we melted it with Gallahorn anyway. Alright, in this next room here, again, you don't want to go too far forward. If you stay behind where that pillar is, you won't get the anti-barrier spawn. So we want to kill the stasis boss first, deal with the enemies as well before doing that. Overload champ's already up as well. We're going to have snipers on the sides. I always like watching out for them, because they're very dangerous. So Divinity's on. I'm going to kill the champion. We'll kill the boss as well. And then we can move forward and deal with the overloads. I think it's too early for us to have our supers, but here if you got your supers, you can use them as well. I just remembered I usually like to rocket that door up there as soon as you walk forwards, because that's where a whole bunch of the enemies walk out, right there. So when you get the spawn happening, you can just come up and rocket that door. It works really well. Again, you just saw Stasis dealing with that champion really easily. It's going to be super helpful later. Remedy just ran forward to that island there to spawn the enemies. But you can wait back here, really safe to slowly pick off the enemies. If you want to play safe and not have to worry too much about the enemies pushing you, you can just chill back here. There'll be another boss as well. Again, we don't want to go past this pillar where Remedy is. Don't want to go any further forward than that, because that's what spawns the anti-barrier. If we stay back here, we can deal with this boss. This boss is actually very dangerous. If you're not running high resilience or the correct resist mods, this boss can one-shot you. I believe all of us have quite high resilience though, so we shouldn't get one-shot, but you do want to kind of be careful of him. If you've already taken some damage from like the overload, then this boss can be very dangerous. Once he's dead though, we can move forward. We're going to get the ads spawn. And there's the anti-barrier.
They fell.
Here we are again, cleaning up another of Clovis Bray's messes.
I'm sure wherever he is, he's laughing at us. He's the reason all this is here in the first place. The darkness told him to build the portal. It's his fault the Vex invaded. His fault so many people died.
Alright, next room again. Same thing as before. By staying back, you can actually control the ads that spawn.
The help you give.
So just dealing with the first wave before the next spawns. So champion hasn't spawned yet. We can deal with a lot of the shanks, some of the dregs that spawned. But as soon as we start going further forward from here, or even across that way, that's when the overload champion spawns and a bunch of the vandals. So you can see if I walk up here, we'll say champion will spawn, and here come the vandals as well. Vandals spawn over there and some over here. Some of them are snipers and some of them just those kind of arc rifles. There's the overload champion in the back.
It's down. Let's see.
Yeah, if we go around here, we can get a better angle with the divinity. Definitely finishable. He sometimes likes chilling up there as well. In that case, you can go around that pillar there. Now, dealing with the snipers before jumping across is good, because as soon as you jump across, that's when the overload champion spawns up your head. And also you want to be careful of the snipers that spawn way in the back as well. Similar to before on the plate up here, controlling the ad spawns is really important. You can try and just sit in here inside a bubble or inside a well and capture it as fast as possible, but there's no need to. You can just do little captures at a time, move back, kill the ads, and keep moving like that. That way you don't have to deal with all the enemies at once. So you're capturing it a little bit of the way. As soon as you see enemies spawn, just get off the plate, move back, and kill the enemies. Blinding grenades are good here again. He's in the shank, stop shooting. So that's most of the enemies though, so then we can get on and progress to the next phase. You're going to get shanks spawn twice, so we get another set of shanks before we start getting the sniper vandals. Alright, next we'll get sniper vandals spawning on our left side, so we want to be careful of them. They're obviously going to be the priority target to take out. There we go, got them both dead. And now we'll get the same on the right side.
All fell? No, it's just one.
One did fall, but usually they teleport back up, yeah. Got him though. Alright, we're going to start getting exploder shanks soon. But as you can see, dealing with the ads one at a time makes this way safer. Also, these boxes back here are very good cover. None of the snipers can get you from back here. You do have the slight risk of shanks coming up the middle and attacking you, but that's why if you're playing together as a team, you can kind of use this cover to take a lot of the enemies down. One of you on this side, one of you on that side. Alright, once the plate's captured though, we have an overload champion that spawned somewhere down the middle. I don't have overload to keep him overloaded. There we go. I just noticed I can't see through walls with my wish ender.
You can, yeah.
Thought you were supposed to.
Wait, you can't? You should?
No, I can't.
You fully charge it and aim?
Yeah,
I was able to last round.
maybe it's just this environment. I remember I think something about a patch note where it doesn't work on certain environments. Must be it. Either way, wish ender's been good. Can I stun this champion? I want to see.
It's insane, man.
It's supposed to one-shot anti-barrier champions, the wish ender. Like one-shot the shield. Yeah, it's crazy. Really strong. Obviously, Arbalist also one-shots them, but yeah, this is a primary weapon. Lets me also run the blinding grenade launcher with it, so it's actually really good.
They meant snipers kinda bad, honestly. The fact that you need to two-shot.
Alright, we're gonna have another overload champion spawn. Try to save some of our rockets for enemies we're about to get. Remedy's also gonna try and finish. We get heavy.
I have no rockets.
Oh no.
Alright, we want to get back in here, because what we're going to have now is 2 overload champions. Obviously the mini wyvern, the big wyvern, some other enemies, but the overload champions are the main ones we're going to focus on as they come forward. Also want to get rid of the Hydra as well, but as soon as we push the Hydra, we will get more overload champions spawn, 2 more of them. You can blind the Hydra though, so then it stops being a threat. Also it gets frozen by the stasis. We want to kind of let the overloads come forward so we can kill them here. This one. Gonna get rid of the Hydra, it's kind of in the way. So we're gonna get more overload champs now because of that. But stasis turrets work really well here as well. If we can finish this one. lot of my heavy back. Make sure we got no other adds around. Alright, we want to do damage to the big boss now. So what we can do if the entire team comes over here, we can try and get him into a spot where it's easy to damage him. We just need to bait him up the stairs. Here he comes. Alright, so yeah, if you stay in the middle right here, he comes right up to the top, and then you can easily just do some damage on him. Anti-barrier bow is still bugged, or it doesn't go through the shield. Unlucky. He does start going down a little bit, but you can see he'll come straight back up. You can just easily damage him here with primary weapons if you have to. If you don't have any heavy, or you want to save your heavy for the Wyverns next phase. And if you're far back enough like we are down here, this boss can't shoot you, but you can obviously shoot it. Using anti-barrier weapons normally goes through the shield, so you can shoot him, but it seems like the bow's still bugged. So I remember a recent season, anti-barrier bows wouldn't go through the shields, but others would. So the boss has had enough of us. He should come back though if we just chill back here. He usually comes straight back up. Where's he going? Might be stuck in the wall. Looks like it might be stuck on the wall instead. Just go around and do damage another side. He's almost at the third anyway though. That's when he would get pushed to the next phase. When the next phase starts, we want to get ready to start killing the Wyverns. It's about to happen now. There it is. He's going, so we're going to go outside the left door. On this side here. We're going to try and insta-kill this Wyvern as it comes out. There it is. We'll shoot our rockets at it. There it is, one Wyvern down. The other Wyvern's going to be coming through the middle, where the mini Hydra is. Now this is where the blinding grenades really come into play. Because blinding grenades not only blind the mini Hydra, but also blinds the Wyvern. So we can see the Wyvern back there. Might have come through the other side. We can go find it.
Guardian down.
Looks like Remedy found it. An anti-barrier there. Might be frozen by the stasis, it is. So it is finishable. Again, keeping it blinded means it's not going to do anything anyway. So now we need to push the mini Hydra and we get 2 more Wyverns and more anti-barriers. So you got a choice here. You could either push the Hydra or you could deal with the anti-barriers first. We already did damage to the Hydra though, so I'm going to get rid of it. It's not here anymore. Because the Wyvern's are already coming. Yeah, stasis supers are really strong. As you can see.
I think one select.
I don't see it.
Forwards.
I can see it either.
Guessing it
so
might be dead.
Hmm.
Yeah, Stasis Super probably got it. Alright, so we can kill the anti-barriers now. We could go for some finishes on these, just for more ammo. Might do that with only like 1 or 2 left. The stasis turret will keep them frozen as well. That way I can stay frozen and we can get this one finishable. After we kill this enemy, it's going to go back to the same rotation as earlier. We're going to get overload champions. We want to get inside. The mini Hydra won't be here though, it's just the big Hydra, so we can just chill inside. We'll get 2 overload champions at a time. We don't get the next spawn of overloads until we damage the big boss, so we can just wait in here and kill the overloads one at a time. First one coming.
Let them in, let them in. Okay.
The other one's there as well. Oh.
Stop behind us.
Guessing you're trying to finish.
Okay.
There we go. Alright, same thing with the boss. We can pull him up here. Try to get him into the spot. Just wait here. Looks like he's stuck again. Sometimes he gets stuck there. Trying to make noise a little bit, see if it gets his attention. But doesn't look like the boss wants to come up. Unfortunate. We'll just have to do damage a different way. There is another spot you can go on the far right that does a similar thing. So you could use that one instead. Basically the opposite doorway on the far right. Alright, we got him to half health, which means 2 more overload champs spawning and some more enemies. Let's let the overload champ come in and melt it. Oh, I think you stasis it. Nice. Oh. Alright, now we just need to push the boss's health.
Good bubbles.
I almost died, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Get the orbs.
Yeah.
Another goblin alive. And you can see he's nearly at the last third of health. And similar to before, we're going to get wyverns, and we want to insta-kill the first wyvern. Makes it a bit easier to deal with.
Ah. Let's go.
Nearly done. Alright, he's going away, which means we're about to get the wyvern. It looks like he's still half health. It's the other one. It's finishable. The other one's finishable as well. It's dead. Alright, we can get rid of the mini Hydra. You've got an option here. You could leave the mini Hydra and go take care of the big one first, and then you can kill the anti-barriers. But it's kind of up to you how you want to deal with it. Personally, the mini Hydra is less of a threat, but it makes this room slightly unsafe, so I usually kill the mini Hydra first, but you could go the other way. Because it does make the outside area a lot safer if you kill the big Hydra first, and you can get the anti-barriers a lot easier. It's kind of whatever you prefer. But as soon as it dies, or one of the Hydra dies, that's when the reinforcements come, so we're getting more wyverns. Go, 2 wyverns dead. Now, you don't technically have to kill all the anti-barriers. You can just shoot them and kill the boss, and you'll get credit for their deaths when they die, but I always just shoot them anyway and kill them. From this doorway here, the boss usually doesn't chill out there, unless your allies kind of bait him. But you can usually get the kills on the anti-barriers from here.
Oh my god.
You got the res? You need help. So I've killed 2 anti-barriers. Three down, basically. Last one's underneath the boss. You want to come back over here, we can just bait the boss on the left and kill the anti-barrier. I like to get the boss just chilling up here on the left usually. Because if you just stay in here, he'll stay on the left and you can deal with the anti-barrier in the middle room. So yeah, we got the boss on the left and we can just chill right here, anti-barrier. Come over here. And now we can just kill it. And you can do this for all of them. That's the last one. Now we can just kill the boss. I don't want to use my tether. I'm just going to go around the side.